2020 school year is back in session, and like it or not, virtual is here to stay. Now that summer is over and school is back in session, the only marathon we're running are school board meetings. Miami-Dade, the fourth largest school district in the country, had the idea of starting school all remote. And then they had a 29-hour marathon meeting last week that included 18 hours of public testimony. This has to be a Guinness World Record. We're trying to figure out what's best for teacher safety, while at the same time, what's the impact of students being stuck at home? Soon we're gonna be like, what do we do with the egg? And people are gonna be like, scrambled, over easy. And I'm gonna be like, people stop. This is not an existential crisis. The conversation is not about the egg. It all depends what's on the plate. Some teachers are taking care of their parents. Some families have single parent homes and are essential workers during the pandemic. Miami-Dade surveyed parents recently to ask whether they preferred in-person or virtual learning for their children, and 51% of the parents chose virtual. However, according to the Washington Post article from last week's board meeting, it does not appear that hybrid arrangements will be allowed once they go full in person. Going back to normal in-person school and doing what we always used to do, rather than digging deep and creating a new school model, will be a massive underperformance to this moment in school reform. We have to stop looking at this as in-person or online, as one or the other, and it's more about curating the benefits of both. It's kind of like communication as a whole. I enjoy communicating with my friends and families in person, but we also have a good relationship online. In person is oftentimes better for big moments like holidays and special occasions. But my family's group text message, it's crazy and I enjoy it. It's also convenient. My mom just learned about the GIF keyboard, and all she does now is send me Kevin Hart GIFs. The digital divide was a large systemic problem before the pandemic existed. Our underserved communities needed computers and the internet a long time ago. This is an opportunity to rally together and position the 2020 school year as the cornerstone moment for bringing together the benefits of both distance learning and in person. I got to sit down with Nolberto Delgadillo, Chief Financial Officer at Tulsa Public Schools, and get his take on how they're investing in technology for the long term. Last spring, the district passed out around 21,000 Chromebooks and another 200 during summer class, all through a school bond. The district is also giving out about 12,000 hotspots to those families without internet at home.
We were looking at it from the get-go as a long-term opportunity. And so as a long-term opportunity, I think CFOs and other organizations out there should be asking themselves, or pushing or nudging, how can we make this into a long-term investment? So let's say, hey, next spring, right, hey, we're all vaccinated, or we're in a place where we can go back to the classroom. How does that digital investment carry on? So how do we encourage or work with our teams to continue using those learning platforms? So once we're back in the classroom, you'll continue to work and do your assignments and submit them through this digital portal, right? Which we've all spent money on, we spent time in doing. And then it's just really getting back to the reality that is where the world is going, right? That is the reality of our future. And, you know, as a dad with a 9-year-old, he has a setup like yours. We set up this little YouTube studio for him, and he's 9. And so it's like the concept of that's technology. He has his editing software, he has his Chromebook. And so it's like these are skills that we're going to be building on.
We're sitting in what is called an innovator's dilemma, because oftentimes in order to do something better, we actually have to go through hardship to make this transition. I thought that we would never see the day when we stopped tying school funds to butts and seats, but COVID has changed everything. And now schools are counting attendance by Zoom logins and the completion of online work. Why would we ever want to go back? In 2021, schools will get calls from parents saying, little Julie is sick, she can't come to school, but hey, can she log in from home so she doesn't get counted absent? And if you say no, parents are gonna be like, but you allowed us in 2020? Things are difficult, and we have to decide if we're gonna give up and go back to what we know or stay in the moment and create the future. We have already seen the flexibility in full swing when it comes to traditional work environments. Companies are downsizing office space, allowing employees to work from home and have desks at co-working space. There's a better system, a modern system, something that's flexible for teachers, families, and communities. I had a conversation with Principal Derek McCoy, and when he started his first day of school 100% digital, he gave me a great perspective on how he's motivating his teachers and parents to see the future. He is the current Director of Innovation and Learning for Grady County Schools and has over 20 years of experience as a middle school principal, assistant principal, and math teacher. In 2014, Derek was recognized as the National Digital Principal of the Year.
This is being thrown into the deep end of the pool. Is showing us that we can swim, you know, and it's just water. It's water, but it's more water. So we can swim here. We can work here. We don't have to be afraid of these tools. Can we appreciate these tools to do what we need them to do? Make connections, enhance learning. Yes, we can. Have we gone as deep as we can? No, we haven't gone as deep as we can. Let's really see what 8 foot, how deep, let's see what 8 feet of water is. We're not going to go back to the spring or last year before this happened. This is only going to enhance where we are. We're going to use technology to enhance learning, to increase student voice, to increase student exploration opportunities, student activism, student creation, personalized learning. It's only going to enhance where we are. So we don't rush back to normal.
Public schools started to fill the need of the labor force during the Industrial Revolution. But now in this moment, in our moment, we have to modernize school and teach students how to communicate online, interact with people online, and learn on the go. We have to get them ready to build digital citizenship. School is about getting kids ready for the future, and the future is virtual. You can hear the whole conversation of both Mr. Delgadillo and Mr. McCoy on our podcast, which you'll find on all streaming platforms. Thank you for watching This Week in Education. Please share this video with your community and enjoy your breakfast.